Every time you turn around, someone's being interviewed about, the secrets of success. The reality is there are not really secrets to success. If you want to be successful at almost anything, the key to success in almost anything is mastering the basics. That's true for prayer as well. Interestingly, we don't think that much about success when it comes to prayer. We don't think that much about success when it comes to our spirituality. And I think it's time we need to think a little bit more about that. We think about mastering the basics, or getting really, really good at the basics of prayer. What are the basics of prayer? It's the what, when, where, how, why. What? Well, the what is prayer. And we've defined the what as 10 minutes a day, as a place to start. Go into the classroom of silence, sit with our God, spend 10 minutes a day in reflection and conversation with God. That's the what. The when? We're recommending the morning, or at least trying the morning and putting our days off to a great start. Giving God a chance to clear our hearts and our minds, to give us clarity, direction as we move into our days, to give us peace and to free us from anxiety. So the what is prayer, 10 minutes a day. The when is in the morning. The where, it can be any quiet place, but it needs to be a quiet place. It requires a quiet place. We read in the scriptures over and over again. Jesus went off to a lonely place to pray. Jesus went off to a quiet place to pray. Jesus went off to a place of solitude to pray. That's the kind of place we need. Maybe all it takes is to close the door. Maybe you got a quiet place in a comfy chair and you close the door and you have the silence and the solitude that you need in order for this experience to thrive. So the where could be many, many places. But I would challenge you, at some point, it doesn't need to be today, it doesn't need to be this week, but at some point I would challenge you to stop by your church and do your 10 minutes a day at church each morning for a week, just a week. To make some notes, to develop some awareness. How is that different when you stop by church on the way to work, or you stop by church at some point in the day and you do your 10 minutes of prayer? How is it different in church versus your comfy chair at home? What awareness do you have of that difference? The how is the prayer process. There are lots and lots of different ways to pray, but to develop the discipline of one way is very powerful in the beginning. So let's ingrain this one way deep into your life. The how is the prayer process, and the why is different for everyone. The why is different for everyone. Henry David Thoreau, he wrote, "I went to the woods because I wanted to live life deliberately." It's a beautiful idea, and I think it's one of the reasons prayer is so important to me, because it helps me to live life with great intention. It helps me to live life deliberately. And I want to live deliberately. So I go to the woods of prayer because I want to live life deliberately. As we discussed earlier in this series, you have to come up with your own reasons for prayer. My reasons, other people's reasons, may be inspiring to you, may help you discover your own reasons. Some of them you may even adopt as your own reasons. But keep digging and looking for your own reasons, because if you get crystal clear about the reasons you pray, that will be incredibly powerful and very, very helpful on those days when you don't feel like praying, when you're resistant to prayer, when you are tempted to put your prayer off and put it at some other time of the day. Get crystal clear about why prayer is important in your life. That will be a great touchstone for you on days when you simply don't feel like praying. So they're the basics: what, when, where, how, why. People who are successful at anything, they master the basics. They master the basics. The temptation is to get all creative and go off and try 50 other different forms of prayer. There's a time for that. There's a season for that. This is not that time. This is not that season. This is the season to ingrain a habit deep into your life with the discipline of one type of prayer. Master the basics. And as with anything else, you will find great success in your prayer life.
Did you know that 71% of the people that watch Matthew Kelly's videos are not subscribers? That makes no sense. We need to change that. Subscribe today. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and turn on those notifications so you never miss out on another great video ever again.